Hey, hello there. Let's talk about today's Leetcoding challenge question. It is called angle between hands of a clock. So imagine we have a clock. Based on what time it is, the hour hand and the minutes hand can point out different directions. And the question is asking us the degree angles between these two hands. And we want the smaller one between the two choices we have. So looking at this current example, the clock is at 12:30. The smaller degree angle between these two hands is 165. The larger one is of course 195 because those two numbers has to sum up to 360. That's the total number of degrees in a full circle. That's telling us we can just focus on calculating one angle. Whether that's the smallest one, it's not that important because we can always use the sum up to 360 property to figure out what's the number for the smaller degree angle. So let's talk about how we calculate this degree here, this degree angle here. It's gonna be we can choose a reference direction here, maybe 12 o'clock. That makes the math very simple. We can first figure out the degree angle between 12 o'clock clockwise to this hour hand, and then figure out the degree angle between 12 o'clock and clockwise to this minute hand. And in that way, those two degree angles share this common part. And if we take the difference, let's get rid of this common part, and then that leaves us to the degree angle between these two hands. Whether that is the smaller one or not, it's not important. We can use the 360 direction relationship to figure out the smaller one. So when we calculate the difference, of course, because we're doing this 12 o'clock and clockwise distance degree angle with the hand, we're going to use the larger one to subtract the smaller one. So that's equivalent of saying we take an absolute value. Yeah, so that's pretty much how to solve this problem. We figure out the degree angle between 12 o'clock direction with these two hands separately, and take the difference to get one angle, and use the sum up to 360 property to find the smaller angle between the two. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So let's talk about how we calculate the degree angle. The degree angle between the 12 o'clock direction clockwise to the hour hand it depends on how fast the hour hand moves. We know that there are 12 hours to form a full cycle, so that every hour is 360 divided by 12. That's 30 degrees. So to calculate this first degree angle between the reference 12 o'clock with this hand here, it's going to be the hour modulo 12 plus the total number of minutes divided by 60. So we normalize this time in terms of hours and then multiply by the speed that the hour hand moves. So this is this one. Then we calculated the minute hand. That's even simpler. There are 60 minutes in an hour to form the full cycle, so every minute the minute hand will move 6 degrees. And the angle between those two is just going to be the absolute difference between these two values. And in the end, all we need to return is the minimum between this angle that we calculated and the other angle, that's 360 divided by this angle. Yeah, so that's the code. It's a pretty simple question. Yeah, that's the question today. It's constant time, of course, constant space. I think if you tried some kind of Olympic mathematical competitions in maybe 12th grade, or yeah, definitely before high school, you see this problem before. Yeah.